How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Yesterday, I made a mistake, and it was something that I talked about in a video yesterday about Tesla stock, and it's a decent sized mistake. So I want to correct it here, talk to you about Tesla, their announcement yesterday, their earnings, what I think about the company after digging in a little bit deeper, and just take another look at it. So if you don't mind hitting the like button, subscribe button, I appreciate that. There is a link underneath the video to moomoo where you can get up to 15 free stocks worth $2,000 each. So I would highly suggest signing up for that. It's kind of like Webull, but it's a great platform to use. Now, Tesla stock, it's down to 209 here today. It's down like 5% at this point, and it was down even further. It went all the way down to about $202. Now, I'll be honest, this is my largest holding. A lot of people had seen that video a few days ago where I talked about how I bought $100,000 worth plus of Tesla throughout the year, and I still feel very strongly about Tesla stock. The thing that I messed up yesterday was when I looked up Saudi Aramco's market cap, it said about 7.5 trillion, but it was in a different currency. So Saudi Aramco is about $2 trillion. So Elon Musk said that they could grow to be double the size of Saudi Aramco or the size of Apple plus Saudi Aramco, which is about $4 to $5 trillion. Now, he did say this is without Optimus, which is going to be massive in his opinion. He didn't even want to throw those numbers out there because it got silly, because they've talked about how it will 100x GDP possibly. So that is what I got wrong. Now, I still feel very strongly about Tesla. Now, they are falling down today for several different reasons. First of all, they did have a lower automotive margin than people were expecting. It stayed the same as last quarter when they had those shutdowns in Shanghai, but they did say that they were ramping up Berlin and Austin as well. And they also had currency impairments that led to about 1.4% decrease to margins. Now, they are moving up a little bit from just a few minutes ago, and so is the overall market. You can see here that the NASDAQ kind of pumped about 1% up there. And part of that might be because the DXY is falling a little bit today, but we still have the 10-year Treasury note going up. Now, I think that's part of the reason why Tesla's falling, not just because of the bad earnings, but because they had held up so well in this kind of environment. When you look at the 10-year Treasury, right? I did a video on this just the other day. It's just been spiking all year long, especially over the last 3 months. But this causes growth stocks to fall down, and Tesla had held up pretty well up until recently. Now they're down about 50% from their highs, but when you compare that to a lot of the other big names, it's pretty much right in line. I mean, when you look at Amazon or Google, a lot of those are down 30-40% anyways, and Tesla's a faster grower, so typically you would think they would sell off a little bit harder. Now, I still think Tesla has a great future. When you look at the company, and some people are wondering what this is, this website, it's Seeking Alpha Pro. There's actually a link underneath the video as well. It's an affiliate link, but you can get up to about 50% off on Seeking Alpha if you want. But when you look at their growth is unquestionable. I mean, they're growing 50% plus on the bottom line. They're still expecting to grow around 50% on the top line. But what I think most investors should be looking at is the forward PE, because they're expecting to grow production huge in the fourth quarter and continue to grow next year. They still expect deliveries to go up substantially, and I think this will explode their margins as well. I think that the foreign currency problem won't necessarily be as relevant in the future. We've seen the DXY spike up so much this quarter, and honestly, I think they still, again, have so much exciting stuff in the future. Ross Gerber says they have full self-driving released this year, 450,000 cars for Q4, record profits, 50% growth rate, semi in production, Cybertruck in production in the next 6 to 9 months, 4680 cell scaling. They also talked about how they're going to produce a vehicle that is about half the cost to them as the 3 or the Y. So if we think, okay, let's say they have a 25% margin on just their base Model 3, and that comes in at let's just say $45,000. That means it costs them about $33,000, $34,000 to produce. If it costs half as much, we're talking about $17,000, maybe $20,000. Even if they sold that for, let's say it costs $18,000 to make, they sold it for $27,000. That's well below the $30,000 mark. Gets their product to a lot more people, and it's a lot easier to produce, a lot quicker to produce, and has 50% margin or 33% margin, as opposed to that Model 3, which would have, again, just about 25 in this example. So they're still scaling up something, or they're going to be building something, I should say, because they're just building that right now. They could scale massively over the coming years. Now, that will come after Cybertruck and Semi, so I still think there's a while before that, but there's so much exciting stuff. I think this is maybe the most exciting year for Tesla in terms of at least profitability, except maybe when they crossed into profitability. I think as soon as the market turns around, Tesla is going to boom. And I think even this next quarter, people are going to buy Tesla because of the fact that they're growing their bottom line and their top line so much, supposedly in this quarter. And let me be clear, I'm buying more Tesla stock here today. Again, you can check out the link to Moomoo or to Seeking Alpha if you want to kind of dig into stocks a lot deeper. And I will see you in the next video.